Hello there, and welcome back to this field that we are currently situated in. My name is Marcus, sometimes known as Thrill Riders. This is Dan, sometimes known as DigitalDan.
Hello. Welcome to the field.
Arr! Here will be another episode of The Field. Daniel, I don't know what we're here to talk about, actually.
This is all me.
This is all you this time. I've done no research. In fact, I'll start with one thing.
What?
If you come to this site, we've said it in the past, please stick to the public footpaths as allocated on publicfootpath.com or whatever it's called. I don't think that's what it's called. Please don't walk off to other places because the landowner don't like it. That's the pathway police done.
But something I would like, and I'm sure we would appreciate as well, if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys. And listen on Spotify.
He's all about the numbers, isn't he?
No. But before we begin, we have a little something we're going to try here. Marcus didn't know I was bringing this, but why not? I have brought a brand new Kit Kat Chunky flavour to try today. It is a very hot day, so it does feel like mush.
Mush. What the hell?
A crunchy double chocolate Kit Kat Chunky. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. I don't think it's going to be very crunchy
Could we
anymore.
have not done this when we arrived? Double chocolate Kit Kat Chunky, right?
Yeah.
Right,
double crunchy chocolate.
Oh my god. I've got the taste in my mouth. I tell you what, that's okay.
Whilst he finishes that and puts his disgusting chocolate-covered wrapper away, what has happened on the field? On the field, not so much, but the next to the brickworks site, where that is, over there, the actual area that sort of Universal do also own, there has been a lot of work because the construction village has seemed to have started. I think me and Marcus opted for it more, but we have been saying for quite some time, that area is going to be where they sort of store all the machinery and they have the offices to make this a thing.
Yes, I'm going to be a yes man today because you've done all the research and I'm just here for the ride.
But on the brickwork site, you'll be able to see, hopefully, from these shots, there is some containers on site and you'll see like some markings on the floor that have gone, there's like a circular marking, I don't know what that is. And there's also been some digging taking place with some machinery. Isn't that right?
Yes. Tell me more.
There have been also some markings along the road, Manor Road, which is where that brickworks is situated next to, alongside those houses that are there. There's a few people still living in some of them, so we don't know what's going to happen with them, I guess. But that's interesting. Concrete bollards.
Yeah.
That as well, outside the gated area of the brickworks. You'll no longer be able to park your car there.
No parking.
No parking.
Parking.
If you want to check updates, you're going to have to park at the station and walk down. I feel like such a pathway person.
Yeah, the path police are out today.
But no, it's exciting, I think, because it's the first sort of movement we've seen over in that area of the site that actually means something towards this site, because we've seen a couple of things over there. We've seen like temporary fencing, which has eventually gone up over here and over there. But now, construction village starting.
Well, this is the thing. It really is the start line.
Yeah.
Because that has to happen before anything happens in this field. If you're new here, for some reason, this field is where the theme park's being built. But over the road is where we predict and where we think the
maintenance or like back of house area would be, which for the start of it would then be the construction village.
Yeah, and what we mean by construction village is a bunch of temporary offices where they're going to manage and oversee the construction that happens on this site.
Yeah, you know when you see like a housing estate being constructed, or again, you've seen like Hyperia being constructed, Toxicator as well, you see those containers at the back of the site on this mudded footprint, and it is literally just offices in there, maybe some toilets as well, and then you've got
I want to be the first person to use a toilet at Universal.
We can be, we just got to get a portable someone said, shout out to Tom, he told me I should bring my Megaphobia track to the site, and Marcus,
I'll bring my Smiler wheel,
and we roll that wheel across the track, and the first running roller coaster has existed.
Yeah, just hodgepodge from other UK parks.
Yeah, one doesn't exist anymore, so technically it's not from another park.
Yeah, it's a donation then.
But all of that, as Marcus said, is the start, the first thing that will ever happen with a construction site, and it's happening already.
The first thing to ever happen, ever.
Oh, come on, I didn't mean
In a
like that.
construction site.
I've got a great story, right?
Ever.
I went into a hotel once.
The construction village will mark the beginning of the construction.
Thank you for that insight there. The first construction progress in the Kempston Hardwick site at Universal Studios Great Britain. Isn't that exciting?
Oh, it is. It's so exciting. Would you believe it?
We thought we'd come down and update you all, because not only are we filming this, we've also filmed an interview with someone who's a very exciting interview. It was a great interview. We have filmed that already. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying it was a great interview. Anyway, we thought we'd come down and update you all on stuff that's happening over there. Nothing too major to talk about, but there is some stuff that's happened at other Universal parks that I think could have something to do with Universal Studios Great Britain later down the line. Do you want me to go into that?
Yes, what could it be?
Well, going back to Universal Orlando Resort, Hollywood Ride Rocket has closed, almost, and that is going to be replaced by an Intamin of some sort.
Intamin.
That Intamin That Intamin coaster could potentially be a Ghostbusters themed ride, but we'll get back to that in a second, because Hollywood Studios over in Hollywood, would you believe it? They have now unveiled the train for another Intamin coaster, Hollywood Drift, and it has a Dodge Charger, it has so many other cars on that track, and they rotate, and they look like proper cars.
And that's Intamin too.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is where I then think the Ghostbusters coaster, if that's happening, would then have the Ghostbusters car. Is it like the Ecto one? Something like that?
Yeah, so I see what you're getting at here. Car-themed rides in Universal parks.
Yep. And then the third one, on top of that in 2031, would be right here, because that proves that the DeLorean from Back to the Future could definitely be on a train, and I can't wait for that moment.
That's the dream. A spinning DeLorean. Would you believe it? Do we know if Fast and Furious has on-ride audio?
There are speakers right next to the seats. The restraints are lap bars as well. Those of you who watched this past week in theme parks, you'll know.
Yeah, I mean, that is so exciting. I mean, from day one, people speculated that Back to the Future coaster could spin because of how it navigates some of that track.
Yeah.
It looks like if you were to purely navigate that backwards at those speeds, because it's such a massive spike, we're talking about big speeds here.
At 88 miles an hour.
Oh, it would be too much. So if the cars rotate, then like with things like Ride to Happiness, you can deal with it because you're rotating. That will definitely happen. I feel like there's no other way of doing the Back to the Future coaster other than making the train a DeLorean, and I think the Dodge Charger train that is going for Hollywood Drift definitely confirmed that to us. I'll tell you what though,
it's lovely.
Those cars are massive.
They're huge. I said this, they look very heavy as well.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to wonder if the Back to the Future coaster, it just loses half of its speed halfway around because the trains are so heavy. Like, it's quite a short looking layout.
As if 6 years before this park is even going to be open, we're talking about, I might lose too much speed, actually.
Oi, the Back to the Future coaster right now looks slow, unimaginative, and boring.
Yeah. Twitter! What a tangent we've gone on. Universal Studios.
Wow. It's behind us.
So what you can see is they've actually started the planting for the park. So this is new. You haven't seen this before. This is the Shrek land. And that's Shrek's swamp.
Almost as disappointing as the DreamWorks land at Universal Studios Orlando.
But if you come here, don't walk over there because it's not on the public footpath.
the
pathway, please.
Literally, Brickworks site has a construction village starting on it. That's very exciting. Construction is beginning with that, I guess you could say, because I know there's no actual construction happening, but that is part of the construction. So is it technically? I think so. And it's a lovely day here at the field. Make sure you watch the next episode, an interview with the man.
You're not going to want to miss. You don't want to not going to miss that.
You don't want to miss it. Subscribe so you don't, and stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
You are the youngest person ever.